Five Things You Should Know. I'm Trudi Daniels, and he's the Blade Runner, but Oscar Pistorius decided to take those blades off in court this week. He walked on his stumps across the courtroom as the jury is deliberating in an effort, according to South African media, to prove that he's vulnerable and deserves leniency from the South African people. With all the alligator attacks this week, the last place you would think you would see a gator is in downtown Detroit, but there it was, a family on Strathmore lookout, see an animal in their backyard up against a fence, so they can't believe their eyes and begin videotaping, and it was, in fact, an alligator. Wally Gator now lives with the good people at Detroit Animal Control. Whoopagoofa, Peter Wolf was on the Wisecracker lines today on the CSX cast. You can catch more of it there, but right here, he talks about the very first time he was in Detroit.
I love Detroit like nothing else. Yeah. Detroit has been, sometimes it feels more like my first home. Our first time in Detroit, we played the Speedway. And on the bill was the Jay Giles Band, MC5, Iggy Pop and the Stooges, Alice Cooper, Catfish Hodge. Headlining was Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, and this young little punk opening up the show was named Bob Seger.
Peter is hyping both his appearance with Steve Miller at DTE, he calls it Pine Knob, next week, and also his 8th solo album. And Rita Coolidge has a book out. It's called Delta Lady, and it has some of the greatest stories about rock and roll. She's met everybody in the business. But Rita has a little bit of a warning if you're going to do acid for the first time, and it's with a couple of people you don't know very well, Delaney and Bonnie in the UK. You should always be outside.
But I had had gone out to Hurtwood, Eric Clapton's place, early. Jim Gordon and I were a couple, and we had come in early to just get there ahead of the rest of the gang. And that day we got up and took some sunshine acid and headed out into the woods, and it was absolutely beautiful. We had his dog, his Weimaraner, was with us, and we're climbing over the hills and these beautiful little villages, and everything was lovely. And I realized that when we got back to the house that acid probably is a more pleasant experience if you don't go indoors. That I've always told people.
Right, don't go inside.
And Houston Pritchett is the man of the week in Detroit. He's 96 and just won the gold medal in the Senior Olympics yet again. Houston was recognized back in 4 years ago when he was 92 in USA Today because he took dance lessons 6 days a week at age 92, and now he's being recognized yet again for winning the gold medal at the Senior Olympics. Houston explains what's important is to get out from under the TV.
Don't sit down home watching that television, laying up on that couch. Get up and do something. Keep moving.
And that's 5 Things You Should Know.